Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
Had a question from one of our viewers. They said, Big Herc, can you describe your experience in CYA? You know, I mentioned in my actual interview that I did that you can see on our channel, www.FreshOutSeries.com, that I did time in YA. And, you know, a lot of people don't know what YA is. And actually in California, it's called California Youth Authority, which is CYA. And that's Gladiator School, for those who don't know. I had already been to juvenile hall when I was 15 for selling drugs. You know, after high school, I got involved in some bullshit, caught a home invasion case, and I got sentenced to CYA. And what that means is it's one step below the state penitentiary, but it's a step above juvenile hall. And CYA, California Youth Authority, basically they have kids in there from 13 to 25. So it's like a young men's prison, you know what I mean? If you fuck up, you could be in there till you're 25. If you get sentenced under an M number, which is what I had, that means that if you fuck up, you go to the pen. And so, you know, my situation, I was 18 years old. I caught this home invasion case. I got sentenced to 3 years. I ended up doing 2 years, I think 8 months. And I started off at a Sacramento holding facility, you know, and like I said, there was kids in there as young as 13 and some guys in there, you know, 24 years old about to max out, you know. They had a YA number. I forgot what they called the actual number, the letter, but there's a letter for it. And, you know, they were up in there for violations. And, you know, YA, man, is a totally different ball game. I mean, state pen in California ain't no joke. You got a lot of gangs, a lot of politics, and YA is the breeding ground for all this. You know, this is where you have the young gang members basically, you know, developing their skills as far as in the gangbang game, and, you know, guys getting politically clicked up, and, you know, career criminals are being bred in CYA. And you have a lot of testosterone because a lot of guys have been in there for the majority of their teenage years. So you get a lot of hot-tempered, you know, quick to take off, you know, type individuals in there. But I was in California, in Sacramento's holding facility for juveniles, getting ready to go to CYA. From there, I went to Preston. Preston is, you know, a facility in Northern California. It's known as a rider spot. You know, a lot of bullshit goes on up in there, a lot of gang banging. And, you know, and YA, man, I mean, motherfuckers is banging on you in the chow line. You know, Blood, Crip, Norteño, Sereno. If, you know, you go through the chow hall, I mean, shit kicks off at a drop of a dime. Ain't a whole lot of talking up in there. You know, dudes are trying to really, you know, create a rep for themselves, so they're quick to, you know, throw them hands. So anyways, I went to, you know, Preston. At Preston, I had an opportunity to go to fire camp. I went to Grass Valley, which was Washington Ridge Fire Camp, and I was able to basically work on a fire crew, which is those guys who fight the fires out here, you know, the Malibu fires, the different fires they have out here, and I was able to work that gig. And that kind of kept me out of the mix. You know, when I was at Washington Ridge, I was able to, you know, get involved in a couple of programs as far as art, bodybuilding, you know, kind of staying out the way. You know, you still had the drama, you know, motherfuckers go out on, you know, crew for the day. And, you know, if you had a problem, you go and catch a blind spot in the forest and you throw them hands. The thing is, if you came back with a black eye or you look bruised up, you know, you would go to the hole, and then at that point they would determine whether or not they would send you to the pen. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was at Washington Ridge for 2 years. And basically I paroled from there, and then I was on parole after that. But yeah, California Youth Authority is basically, it's a detention center for young criminals, and there really is no rehabilitation in there. You know, I was so young, I didn't really grasp the the mentality of changing the way I thought. Even though I did some good things with my time there, as far as won a bodybuilding show, won a couple art shows, I didn't really go on to develop those talents. I worked out on the street, but I had other interests, and as far as art, I didn't really stick with it like I should have. But YA, man, it's a horrible place. You got a lot of knuckleheads. If you're soft in there, you're gonna get that ass whooped. That ain't no, motherfuckers getting punked in there, I would say, more than in the pen. And you got motherfuckers that are punks in there are getting treated as punks. So CYA is like I said, it's a gladiator school. You don't want to go there, and it ain't cool. But I lived that experience, and I'm out now. So it is what it is.